going on, guys? So I'm going to show y'all how I just finished building this DIY bed slide for about 200 bucks. So after our last trip to New Mexico, we had the whole family with us and all the gear, all the clothes and all the BS, and everything was just piled in the truck, and it was hard to get back there and get to it. So I started researching on those decked bed slides, and it was just way too pricey. I didn't want to spend $2 grand on one, and then even on Marketplace they were like 600, 700, 800 bucks used. So I started doing some research on some forums and things like that, and watched a couple of YouTube videos on guys that built their own. So kind of got picked and choose ideas that I wanted to use, and I built my own. So let's get to it. I'm going to go through everything you need to build one, how I built it, show you kind of step by step how I did it, and hopefully you guys can learn something from this and build your own, save yourself some money on something like that. So let's do it. So I'm going to go over all the wood that I bought first for this project. 2 pieces of 1/2-inch plywood, 2 1x2x6s, and then 2 1x3x6s. So those are going to kind of be the channel for that top piece of plywood that slides out. I was lazy and I had Lowe's actually cut my plywood for me. I hate cutting plywood in the garage. It's always hard, especially when your garage is a mess like mine. So if your local Lowe's and Home Depot cuts it for you, just have them cut it. That's the easiest way to do it. So plywood's already cut, and for the Tundra, I did them at 65.5 inches, which is going to be pretty flush to where when I close the tailgate that it's not going to shift back and forth. So depending on your truck, I don't know, if you have an 8-foot bed, it's going to be longer obviously, but mine's a 5.5-foot bed Tundra, so 65.5 inches worked pretty damn good. So I need to cut the 1x3s and 1x2s really quick to 65.5. But before I do that, I'm going to show you guys all the hardware that I got for this. So here's all my hardware that I got. So the main thing that you're going to need are these little rollers. These are just caster bearings. They've got a flat bottom and they mount with 2 little holes. And that's going to be on the bottom piece of plywood. The top one's just going to roll across these. They sell these at Harbor Freight. So they were about $2 each. I got 12 to start with. I think I'm going to have to do more though. Maybe later on down the road. I'm going to see how these 12 work and then maybe work my way up to like 24. Because the more of these you put, the smoother and more support it's going to be. And then I got these cheap little D-ring anchors. This is going to be like to mount my fridge on, and then just to tie like to mount tie down straps on when I have boxes in there and everything. So these are cheap. These are like $1 and some change. Actually, I got my receipt right here. Let me see. They were 2-piece, $1.99 each. So these are $2 each, and it's a 2-pack. So you guys probably know what these are. I mean, it's basically just a little D-ring, 2 screws mounted, and I'm going to use those, like I said, for my fridge and for all the other tie-down points for putting straps over there. Then I got these at Lowe's. These are just some cheap little grab handles I'm going to use to pull the unit out. These are just some black little aluminum handles. They're going to look nice on there. And those come with the screws you need to mount it as well. But this isn't something that you absolutely need. I've seen guys online just mount like a 1x2 as a grip and pull it, but I want to use handles. And then it comes with the hardware to mount these in as well. And then I got these screws to mount the anchor points. These are number 10 by 3/4 inch. Since we're going into 1/2-inch plywood, compensating for the width of that, I think 3/4 will be perfect. And then these are just screws I had at the house already that I'm going to use for everything else. You might have to buy these if you don't have any. These are a number 8 by 1¼ inch. These are those multi-material outdoor screws. These are awesome. You can go through metal, wood, masonry, anything with these, and they're nice because they take a Torx bit. They won't strip. So this is what I'm going to use to actually mount it through the bed of the truck, the bottom piece of plywood, because it'll go through metal. So that's those right there. These are tough screws. I've used these on trailers that work before and they work great. And these are just 1¼ inch exterior wood screws that I had around the house too. I got a bunch of them. I'll probably be using these too. And then a decent drill bit set. I mean, nothing crazy. This is just a cheap little Walmart drill bit set that I use to pre-drill everything. And then of course you're going to need your drill. And that's about it, man. So I'm gonna go cut those 1x3s and 1x2s really quick, and then we'll start mounting all the wood together and making sure it lines up right, and then we're gonna paint it. So I'm gonna paint mine. I know some guys just leave them, you know, like the wood finish, but I'm gonna paint mine black so it looks more uniform in the truck. But you don't have to paint it. That's another expense too. Paint's pretty expensive nowadays. But yeah, I'm gonna get that wood cut. We'll line it all up in the back of the truck, make sure it fits right, and then we'll paint it real quick and start putting it all together. All right, we got these guys cut. They're all the same length. I'm just gonna make sure it looks right before I paint them and put it all together. So it's gonna be just like that, the 1x2 on top of the 1x3, so that when this top piece, I don't have any rollers in there yet, slides out, if it wants to tilt up, this 1x2 is gonna stop it from tilting. So looks good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and paint everything. I'm not gonna record myself painting because that's boring as hell, so I'm gonna paint it all real fast and I'll see you guys when it's black. Alright, so everything's painted now, and now I need to figure out how to mount these 1x3s to the side of the plywood. I'm not a woodworker at all, so I'm kind of just Googling stuff as I go and how to do it the smoothest way. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to clamp the 1x3 to the side. Try to clamp it somehow like this, and then I'm going to pre-drill my holes and just screw it right in the side of the plywood. So I'm gonna try to get that done real quick and see how it turns out, man. All right, so that was easier than I thought. Basically all I did was hold this board up with my hand, pre-drill the hole, then put a screw in. Now I'm gonna put probably 4 or 5 more along the way now that it's in there, and then we'll do the other side, and then we'll work on the 1x2 for the top. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This one split on me, so I don't know, I don't think it's that big of a deal because I got 4 more in this damn thing. So now I'm gonna work on putting the 1x2 across the top. I'm gonna do the same way. I'm gonna pre-drill the holes and then just put the screws in slowly. All right, so this is gonna be the end that comes out, where the slide comes out, and when the pressure raises up on this, it's gonna need a few more extra screws. So I'm gonna put like 3 or 4 on this side, just to help compensate for the weight of that slide out when there's gear on it coming out. Just like that, I'm just pre-drilling the holes. I think pre-drilling is the key to success on something like this, especially when you're working with smaller pieces. I didn't buy the best quality wood, so I just bought some cheap pine wood. I think probably the lowest grade they have. 1, 2, 3, just like that, and I'm gonna finish the rest of it. All right, one side is complete. There we go. So the 1x3, 1x2 plywood's gonna slide right underneath this, on top of those rollers. So I'm gonna knock out that other side real quick. I'm not gonna record it since it's basically just repeating what you did on this side, and then we'll start putting those rollers on and we'll mount this bad boy to the bed. All right, so now it's time to mount these rollers on there. So these are the 1-inch caster bearings from Harbor Freight, and it's just a spinning wheel on top, and all I'm going to do is drill two screws in there. There's 2 little mounting holes on them. I got 12. I might need more later on, but I'm going to start with 12 and see how that works, but I might have to add more later on. See how smooth 12 is. So I think what I'm going to do is do like 3 rows of 4. 1, 2, 3. 1 row across that side, 1 row across the middle, and 1 row this way. So probably something like, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfectly even, you know, especially if I'm going to add more later on. And We'll have the last row, 3, 4, just like that. Let's see how that does. Try to eyeball it, make it a little bit even at least. Cool. So I'm using 1/2-inch screws to mount these in. This is just a thing that I keep in the house of self-tapping screws for projects. You can buy these at Harbor Freight. So these 1/2-inch ones should be perfect. These really don't need to be like super strong, I guess, because it's not really going to be holding any weight. It's basically just going to be supporting the. Nope. It's just going to be supporting the top plywood that's rolling across it. So I think you put any 2 screws, 1/2-inch ones that'll fit in there, you'll be good. So yeah, I'm going to finish these up and then we'll start with the rest of it. All right, all the rollers are in. Pretty cool. So I'm going to pick this thing up, put it in the truck, and then we're going to mount it into the bed of the truck, and then we'll see how everything works. All right, man, fit in there like a glove. It's crazy. I always get so worried when everything works out on a project like this. Something's just bound to break. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. There's got to be something I'm doing wrong, and something bad's going to happen. I don't know. Let's put that top piece on and see how it pulls out and stuff. See where I messed up, because I know I messed up somewhere. So let's see. Let me go grab that. Damn. I don't know. I guess I didn't mess up. Hey, that's cool. That is so cool, man. That's gonna be so nice to have at camp. Right on. So now we need to mount this piece onto the bed of the truck. I'm just using long self-tapping screws, those ones I showed you guys earlier, and then we'll mount the handles, all of our little anchor points for tying stuff down, and I don't know, man, pretty easy project, pretty simple. So again, here's the screws that I'm using to mount it to the actual bed of the truck. They're just self-tapping kind of all-purpose screws. They're nice because they don't need pre-drilling, and they're a little Torx head. It's a 20-bit Torx head, and pretty straightforward, man. All you do is, I'm trying to find the like raised edges on the truck. And these are 1.25 inches long. There you go, just like that. And they recess themselves pretty nice too, so you got to be careful. Turn your drill bit down a little bit. Turn your drill down power. So I'm gonna put like 6 of these in here total, and then we'll work on finishing up the top part of this thing. So touching them up with a rattle can. I had an extra can of this spray bed liner stuff, so that's what I'm using to cover up the what do you call it, screws. Alright, now let's start working on the top of this thing and mounting the anchor points for the fridge and tying stuff down. I guess I had my first mess up. I just rubbed the paint off of the plywood. I didn't let it dry long enough, I guess. Oh well, I'll put another coat on when I'm done with this. But fridge fits on there good. I mean, I was worried about it not fitting in my little underneath my little box right there. It fits good. Still have room to work with in between. Nice. This is gonna be sweet. Okay, let's get these D-rings mounted in. So I'm thinking it's gonna have to be like right there. So one right there. And one right there. Let's see. I might end up having to use bolts instead of screws for the fridge, just in case it's bouncing around on trails. Hell yeah, that'll work right there, boys. Cool. That should do it. Now I just got to put the ones on the back side. Nothing fancy. Maybe later on down the road I'll put something along the edges for the fridge. Or at least this edge, so it doesn't move around too much on trails or put too much pressure or try to slide back and forth or whatever. But that looks perfect, man. Right there. That's actually good because these are going to stop the fridge from sliding forward. So should work. We'll do the back ones and then we'll start on the other stuff. So I got 2 D-rings mounted to the back to tie stuff down in the back if I have to. I don't know if I'm going to put some up front just yet. I'm going to kind of test this thing out a little bit before I start adding all this crap to it, but definitely need some handles. So I'm going to do 2 handles like this to where I can just kind of pull straight towards me. Should be good. And these are from Lowe's. These are just cheap little I don't even know if they're cabinet handles or what they classify them as, utility pull handles, and they came with their own hardware, so I think they're like $4. I'm gonna turn this bad boy down. Here we go, man. Right on, right on. So I'm gonna mount some stuff on here now. I'm gonna bring some of my, little yellow bins and stuff and do a little weight test, see how it works out, and then I don't know, see how we can make this thing better after doing that. Let's see. Just putting random crap on here for now. This has blankets and sleeping bags in it. Same thing with this one. Oh. Like that. Let's put this on the back side. Pretty heavy toolbox. Now let's throw that fridge on there. And put some stuff in the front. Okay, so this is real test. This is my first time doing it with weight on it like this, and everything's looking good. So I'm gonna pick this side up, kind of slide it in. Oh, nice. That is sweet, man. Damn, that's gonna be nice to have. Just want to take everything out I can. Boom. Then you can access all your stuff without having to reach in or use your shit getter like I've been using the last few years. That is pretty nice. But you can't really put it up with the handles. You got to get under it. So there we go, man. I can probably pull it out with 2 fingers. Yeah, I mean, that's 2 fingers right there. Pushing it in and pulling it out. The only hard part is when it's fully extended with all the weight on it, you got to get under it and give it a little bit of leverage and then push it in. Other than that, man, hell yeah. Cool. Right on. I'm happy with it, guys. I just need to touch up that paint after I take all this crap off. Alright guys, that's all I got for y'all in this video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Pretty straightforward video. Awesome little project to do. Knock it out in one day easy. And I think it's going to be very useful for us on trips. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, man, subscribe and like the video. Check out our other stuff, all that good stuff. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions for me, comment down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. If you have any suggestions for me on how I can make this thing better, comment that down below too, because I'm always up for that. So yeah, that's it guys. We'll see you all in the next one. Take care.